All right. Hello, everybody. Okay. All right. So, once again, yeah, Joshua wasn't able to do our usual Sunday boxing chit. So instead, you get me alone. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fights that have happened, and because also last time I didn't cover the fights for the previous weekend, and so yeah, let's see, just to have a little overview what's been going on. Yeah, yeah, of course. To go to the previous week first. The fights that I did see was Anthony Kakachi versus Lee Wood, which might have been like maybe, I don't know, hope not, but maybe the end of Lee Wood's career, or him as a serious force. Yeah, I don't know why he was gone for so long from the ring, but yeah, it was too long, and he just didn't look his usual self. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Anthony Kakachi was as sharp as usual, and now he has stopped both Joe Cordina and Lee Wood. Who would have thought that like a few years ago? Yeah, even though he only has one loss still, but yeah, he was not really considered a major contender, was he? The thing is that the 130 division is pretty wide open now. There aren't really any really big names there, and let's see who is who do we have. I mean, yeah, we have Navarrete. He is probably the biggest name right now, and maybe Oshaki Foster. Yeah, yeah, I think so. And we have Raymond Ford and Masanori Rikishi, who I don't know why, for some reason, he was ranked at number one by BoxRec, but they have really pretty ludicrous rankings, those guys. Yes, Albert Batir Gaziev. I really don't know much about him. So yeah, Anthony Kakachi, I think he had to give up the IBF title he won against Joe Cordina, or was stripped. I don't know, or he vacated. I'm not sure, but he's just taking the fights he wanna fight and taking. His last three wins have been, of course, so far by far his best ones against Cordina, Warrington, and Wood. So yeah, Wood was simply beaten into submission in the end. He did put up a resistance, but yeah, in the end just wasn't enough. As I said, Kakachi is a very sharp boxer. He's not a real puncher, but as we have seen, if he lands a lot on you, he can stop you, and that's what he did to Lee Wood. Obviously, I don't know. I don't think that, of course, the same thing would have happened to Wood if he hadn't been so long inactive. And yeah, but he's also had some tough fights. Also, let's not forget before first against Michael Conlan in 22, where he just came from the brink of a defeat to win by last round TKO, and then he was stopped by Mauricio Lara. Then he avenged that. And then against Warrington in his previous fight before this one, he was losing. He was losing really, and then suddenly land just a one or two punches. I'm not sure that just turned the whole fight around and won him the fight. What the hell is that? Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think Lee Wood now he's 36 all right. So yeah, he's at that point where boxers really start to slow down and lose their prime. Yeah, so that's a shame. I mean, but at least he can be satisfied. He went out on his shield. He won. He was a world champion twice, and yeah, it's like, what can you do, right? So what? By the way, what the heck is wrong here? All right. Yeah, he was a WBA champion, but Boxrec won't list that for some reason. Now that's crazy. And I was about to say about Kakachi. Yeah, the IBF they have some really crazy standards. I mean, really don't like them now. They strip their fighters for nothing really. Just if they are inactive for more than 6 rounds, sorry, 6 months, they get stripped. That's how simple it is. It's crazy. So yeah, that's really not good. And yeah, so anyway, Anthony Kakache is the now one of the big names at 130. Even though he is also 36, but he's still a young 36. Obviously, he hasn't had so many fights, and Lee Wood has had a few more anyway, but it's that inactivity factor. You gotta stay active, like fight at least once a year, and I don't know why the managers let their fighters go without fighting for over a year. That's really irresponsible, but once again it shows how little they care very often. Yeah, sometimes it can be helped. Yeah, I know. Maybe fighter has injuries. Maybe first one injury starts to heal, and again some other kind of injury, maybe sickness. But still, I mean, it should be able. They should be able to get a fight done before 1 year goes or more. So yeah. Hmm. So anyway, the ninth round TKO for Anthony Kakache, who is still the IBO champion. By the way, it's not a major title, but still, yeah, it's it's bigger than it was, definitely. That's what I'm gonna say. And yeah, also Emmanuel Navarrete, he won against Charlie Suarez last Saturday, but I didn't see that. Yeah, so far he has only recently lost. I mean, he has two losses, but one was at the start of his career, and second one was last year at lightweight. So he just found out that wasn't his ideal weight, and was fighting a slick, clever Ukrainian Denis Berinchik, who since then actually has been knocked out like Keyshawn Davis, but Davis is a major new star, in the making. So yeah, I see now he has a fight coming up on the 7th June, of course, against Edwin De Los Santos. All right, and yeah. Yeah, anyway, I've heard of this guy. He recently, well, not rather recently, fought Shakur Stevenson, went the distance. And yeah, Anyway, uh, going back now to some more fights. Nobody has yet arrived in the chat. That's a pity, but hopefully it can still happen. Um, right. Yeah, you see, Boxrec makes these mistakes all the time. They have this guy. They have two fighters booked to fight twice, like on the 23rd and on the 7th. Like, what the heck is this? It's like they are gonna fight and then after like 15 days fight again. What the heck? How is that possible? Yeah, that's crazy. And all right, so the fight last night, fights. Yeah, I watched the card in Bethnal Green, and yeah, there were some, I guess, decent fights, but yeah, what's his name? The guy with Kieran Conway. Yeah, I watched that. That was a good one. Yeah. Anyway, but I won't talk about that one now. um, the main fight, of course, was between Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen, the second one, the rematch. So yeah, I thought in the first fight that Dave Allen should have won. I mean, yeah, or at least been given a draw, but he lost by a split decision, and yeah, it's like now he had the opportunity to avenge that unfair loss, and he took it, and he did it. He knocked out really Johnny Fisher, knocked him the fuck out, and yeah, I already talked about this in my video, but let's repeat that. Yeah, so Johnny Fisher, yeah, I think he was just sold too. Like, he was just hyped up, I think, too much, obviously. And just because of that quick knockout of Alan Babic, people were like, oh, his people were like, all right, he's ready to face Dave Allen. But Dave Allen has fought much better opposition, and he has fought much longer also. That's the thing, it's not that Dave Allen is necessarily so good. I mean, he is kind of good, but Fisher is just a sitting target or standing target, if you prefer. He's so stiff, and robotic and really heavy guy, heavy set guy who just doesn't have no athleticism whatsoever. Doesn't have the reflexes. He cannot really defend himself, or yeah, that's how it is. And Dave Allen, he looks like in bad shape and all that, but he really can. He knows how to hit and punch and land. So yeah, in the first fight, I remember first 4 rounds, Fisher was dominating. He was dominant, but that's because I think Allen was just pacing himself and waiting for the right moment to throw and waiting for the right opening. Oh, hallelujah! There is somebody actually here. Hello. um, yeah, Allen was waiting, to throw the right punches. Fuck. Yeah, my toes. And when he did, in the first fight, he also floored Fisher, had him in big trouble actually in the fifth round also. And now again, same thing, but this time he finished him off. So he knew he couldn't leave it to the judges again. So yeah, wow, two people. Hello, it's great to see somebody here finally. Oh man, I'm sniffing. So yeah, Fisher not going anywhere really. I don't think so. Dave Allen, he's not exactly a world beater or somebody who could beat someone like Dubois or even Chisora. I don't know if he would. Oh, just Frank, great to see you, my friend. Nothing much. Thanks for joining me. I was afraid I would have to do a very short stream here. So yeah, did you see any fights this weekend? I understand in USA there was Bohachuk versus who was the other guy? I forgot. Yeah, I really like Bohachuk, by the way. Very, very good. Yep, very good fighter. Oh yeah, right. That's why I watched the UFC. Anyway, I was talking about the English card. When Dale Allen he knocked out Johnny Fisher in the fifth round last night. Yeah, what a knockout, Oof, man. I mean, if I would have been, if I was Fisher's cornerman, I would have thrown in the towel at once after the first knockdown. I don't know why the referee let it go on. Like, when he was down, first time he barely got up, he was doing this. And then the referee, lets him, yeah, England, he lets him come on, continue. And then just all it took was just one big blow, and then off he is gone, right? I think referees should do more to protect fighters from unnecessary punishment and those devastating knockouts. I mean, they can be career finishers, right? They can truly set put a dent at least on someone's career. Sorry, I'm speaking a little blah, blah, blah today. I haven't had enough sleep. Probably that's why. Yeah, so this was in Bethnal Green and London. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't really a strong card, but well, I mean, the knockout was, yeah, certainly. The card was, so. Not the worst one I've seen, but far from the best. You had a few, like, semi names there also. Kieran Conway, for instance. And Darren Till, was he? He is actually the MMA fighter who's now boxing, but I don't think, was that the same card? Let me see. He actually won the Gorilla. No, that was in Derby, you're right. That was in Derby, yeah. Yeah, this was like a part of that X something, X1, whatever you call whatever it's called, boxing league. It's not a. Well, that's interesting. Now they have these new kind of boxing organizations that aren't the main ones, but yeah, it's kind of good because it raises the interest for boxing. I think, yeah, for sure. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, but this was boxing definitely with gloves and in the ring, and so yeah, he scored two knockdowns, but in the end he won. I mean, he almost knocked the guy out in the last seconds of the fight. So some guy called Darren Stewart. Yeah, both guys are equal in height. This guy never fought before, but Till had one fight this year in January. So yeah, he's from Liverpool. That's right. So was he's still from UFC? Did he fight in UFC, by the way, or Bellator? Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, that's how it goes. I think also maybe even some boxers, but I'm not sure. Yeah, UFC. Yeah, I've heard of him before. I know I heard his name, but I never watched him before. Yeah, very aggressive, guy. He is very knockout minded, and I think boxing needs such fighters, of course, because when you have these like school fighters, former amateurs, and it's all about that's their job, and I don't like it because they don't want to take chances very often. Yeah, the pay in the UFC is very poor. Dana White, he's such a big man. He's such an asshole. He, yeah, doesn't pay his fighters. Come on, can you imagine going out there to get slaughtered for small money, let's say, or yeah, not that big money? Who would do it? I don't understand why people do it. Even yeah, he's a greedy asshole. I mean, it's all right when you are just starting out, like you don't know anything. But when you have been there for a few years and you still aren't getting paid enough, yeah, that's it's no wonder so many have left UFC also before their time was up. Street pimp, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, understood you. Don't worry. Yeah, and then he now wants to get into boxing also. I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe he's already given up that plan. Yeah, like when you are big in one discipline, fighting discipline, then you think, oh, I can also be big in boxing, whatever. Yeah, that's the difference. Like they're talking about. I remember way back, like they were talking about how well these UFC fighters got get paid, but that was just bullshit, right? I mean, that was just for promotion, like propaganda. I mean, a boxer, especially pay per view fighter, like you know how much more they earn. Like it's really you cannot even compare it, right? Video game deal with EA for UFC game against the rights to the fighters. Image for life. Oh man. Yeah, it's slavery, right? It's crazy. You always someone else coming on and then just disappearing. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Whoever left now, go f yourself. Hmm. Yeah, I can understand that. Like people, like they can use your image any way they want. That should be against the law. I mean, there you go. They have all these loopholes. Them assholes. Yeah, they actually are breaking the law, but they don't. They get away with it. And I don't even know who owns the UFC anymore. I know that the those Fertitta brothers they sold it. Lorenzo, yeah, Like, the thing is, you think Dana White runs it all, but he doesn't actually own UFC, does he? He's just like, yeah, he's like the president who run. I mean, he does run it in a way, but he doesn't own it. Yeah, don't worry. I do understand. You don't have to edit your comments. So let's see who owns UFC now. Owner Dana White. No, he's not. He's just a president. Or has he? TKO Group Holdings. Okay. Who the fuck is that? There's no name, just a group. Yeah, and the Endeavor Group Holdings. But this is like a subgroup, I guess, called TKO. Yeah, it was much better when, I mean, you had the brothers, it was a family thing, you might say. I like that, but now there's some group, there's some business enterprise owning it all. Yeah, it's not exactly nice. It's not very cozy. Or, yeah, of course, BlackRock. BlackRock. Yeah, the banks, man. Banks own everything, you might say. Except for, well, they don't own us really, but almost. Yeah, so as I said, you weren't here. Joshua wasn't able to do the boxing shit lately. He's been a very busy man. That's nothing I can do about it. Maybe the Vatican has shares. I don't know if the new Pope likes MMA. Yeah, he's from Chicago, so maybe he does. Yeah, you never know with that, stuff. That's pretty, yeah, low key, shady business. Half hour gone. That's good, at least. Oh yeah. So let's see what's on for next week. Oh yeah, that Josh Taylor card in Glasgow. Okay. Yeah, Josh Taylor. Wow, Donny Nietes is still fighting. Holy shit, he's 43 years old. He's gonna fight on Tuesday against Jun Ikegawa in Japan. Japan. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe he actually had a fight only a month ago, April 10th. It's crazy, but it was a sixth rounder. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he hadn't had a loss for a really long time, and then he lost to Ioka. He didn't had a loss like for 18 years. Wow, man. Is that the next fight night? Yeah, I'm not sure which one. You mean Josh Taylor? Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be on the zone, I believe. Yeah, surely. So Josh Taylor hasn't exactly had a good career lately. He hasn't really won a fight or a big fight. Yeah, I mean, the last fight he won was a gift, against Jack Catterall in 22. So then he lost to Teofimo in 23, and now in Catterall last year. So yeah, you wonder like where he is now. Is his form? How much does he have left in him, right? Yeah, that's gonna be answered, I guess, because the guy is fighting. He's no bum. Right. Yeah, that's hockey playoffs. Wow, that's interesting. No, hmm. Hockey. I haven't watched hockey since I was like, I don't know, 20 maybe, something like that. I used to like watching it when I was a teenager for a while anyway. And it's really big here, where I live in Norway. I mean, it is big anyway. It's not as big as in Sweden or Finland. But yeah, many, many children and young, like teenagers played. So yeah, it's like football or soccer first, and then usually it's hockey after that, which is most popular. Oh yeah, of course, Canadian. Yeah, it's your national sport, of course. Canadian. So yeah, the guy that Josh Taylor is fighting, he's Echo Essuman. His name is 36, but he's had a few good wins. So far, only one loss. He beat Chris Congo, by the way, who fought, I believe, last week. Yeah, and lost to Owen Cooper. And he also beat that guy, Owen Cooper, TKO. He only lost to a guy called Harry Scarf in 2023. So, yeah, I think Esselman is a good, pretty decent challenger for Taylor right now. Of course. Yeah, and then you have wrestling also. Yeah, anyway, as I said, yeah, you heard what I said. Taylor, he has to win this fight definitely, otherwise it's over pretty much. He's 34 years old and has lost two of his last three fights, even though in reality he lost all three. So his last really big win was against Ramirez in 21. So now it's 4 years, almost exactly 4 years since that fight. And he became the undisputed champion. Wow, four people online. Is that possible? Try to watch some fight. Yeah, yeah. There have been some good ones. Last night I didn't watch, of course, the American card. It comes on too late here, or too early even. You might say. When is Fabio Worley? By the way, he's fighting soon. I think. I think on the 7th. Yeah, against Justice Hooney. That's a fight I really wanna watch with anticipation. Oh yeah, Roy John RJ, he was really something. He had this really great speed and yeah, everything. He could hit really hard. So speed, skill, finesse, everything. But then later on, after he got knocked out by Tarver and Johnson, he was no longer the same, of course. I think Fabio Worley is the heavyweight that Britain has slept on too much. I don't know why, but I think he is simply is better than yeah. I think he is even better maybe than Daniel Dubois to be honest, because his talents are when he's really on. You've seen it. He's got better speed anyway than Dubois for sure, and his power is at least equally good as the boss. So yeah, and I just like to watch Fabio Worley, and he seems like a really nice guy as well. And Justice Hooney, I see he has been making some bold statements, but I don't think he will win this fight. Yeah. I mean, his two best wins were all both on points, and I know against Lorena he struggled to win. Kevin Lorena, he made him really work hard, and could have won, but yeah, they just didn't press it enough. Yeah. So Fabio Worley, yeah, if he wins this fight, I think he should be on the road to a title fight soon. And Josh Taylor has to win his fight also and look good. But I don't know really how much. Oh, hello, Paul. Yeah, I talked about it, but you can say your opinion on it now if you want. Yeah, Dave Allen destroyed Johnny Fisher. That was brutal. Yeah, great to see you, by the way. Yeah, Usyk is a gentleman. He's just isn't that isn't a trash talker really, and yeah, just all around good guy, great fighter, of course. I don't know about him versus Dubois now, but Dubois has definitely become a better fighter since they fought, and salute my good friend, my good man. So now it will be hard for sure for Usyk, but yeah, of course he can still beat him, but yeah. Now it's a little bit more dangerous because Dubois wants to avenge that loss, and knowing with the low blow thing also factor that I'm sure he's really pretty angry about that was judged to be ruled to be a low blow, but yeah, there was a big discussion if it was or wasn't. I mean, to me personally, I'm not sure, but it looked like when it was on the belt line anyway. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. He's like 38, I think now, and yeah, he is. But I think he will be. No, he's 38. I think he's turned 38 recently, and he's one. But yeah, when you think about it, since he became heavyweight, all the guys he's fought, except the first guy, Chaz Witherspoon, they were all from UK. Every single one. He's never fought an American, for instance. So yeah, but that just tells you something about the state of that of heavyweights right now. Like with Wilder being, finished, and now Zhang pretty much is also finished, and yeah, there aren't many others. There we have Kabayel, of course, from Germany, and Efe Jagba. Yeah, I thought Ajagba, by the way, won in that fight against Bakoli, and Bakoli has now proven it to be not as good as he seemed to be when he destroyed Anderson or dismantled Anderson. So, but yeah, back to Usyk Dubois. I think there's a good chance that Dubois might score a knockout, even or yeah, I think he will have to probably because Usyk is so good and it doesn't stop coming, and be a little bit hard to beat him by a decision. Maybe I don't. I like to see Usyk retire before getting beaten. Yeah, yeah, he's done everything. he can do in the ring. Yeah, definitely. And even more than anybody could have expected, pretty much. He beat Joshua twice. You know, the thing is, when he was fighting him first time, like, I remember everybody I talked to, they were like, "Oh, Joshua's gonna knock him out. He's gonna beat him." You know, and but I was like, "Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen." I knew that Usyk could win actually, and I was proven right, of course. But I didn't expect such dominance, of course. Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, he's very tough, for instance. He's very tough. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. No problem. Usyk is tough. He's got a great chin. It's not easy to knock out, but yeah, a body blow can do it. Like in the first fight, only this time has to be higher, of course. And but he's got a very good chin. Great chin from someone who wasn't really always a heavyweight, who has been cruiserweight most of his career. So yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, but that's not gonna happen. That's like 2 months away. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. Yeah, but what a fight! I just hope it doesn't get canceled or anything in the last minute. Yeah, that was a big disappointment when Dubois he had to cancel the fight versus Parker, and we got a very short fight instead. Yeah, Parker has never been better. I mean, also he's never been so confident and so strong and everything. I think he wasn't really guided right earlier. That was the problem. He always had the talent, the ability, but he wasn't really guided or managed well enough. So look at his real name. That's pretty funny. Joseph Parker's real name is Lupe Soliai La Auliole Malietoa. Oh my god. Now 33 years old, so he knows, he cannot, gotta do now, do what he can do. No, no, I don't think so. I mean, especially not technically, definitely not. But who is right in the heavyweight division? I don't know. Just a second, gonna get something to drink. My throat is dry. Yeah, who is? I don't know. Fury was a good boxer, but still, yeah, too big, too slow. Just also kind of got lazy later on after he beat Wilder twice. Yeah, so he obviously stopped working hard, and yeah, Fury. Yeah, it was. I forgot to turn off the mic. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go now. I'm getting tired and just gonna answer a few more questions. No, it doesn't seem like he has any because he did fight in like 3 months ago, but I guess he will soon get something scheduled. Yeah, yeah. So Parker, I don't know who he plans to fight next. I guess he's gonna wait for the winner of Dubois Usyk. Yeah, I think so. I would also like to see him fight Caballero. That would make sense. They are also about equal in size, so that would be a good fight. Caballero has so far been, like a Terminator, body snatcher. Pretty incredible. All right, you too. Have a great day. Okay, peace and love. Enjoy your lunch, and thanks, Paul. Also, thank you for being here with us, with me. And I hope next Sunday, Joshua, will be back. We'll be able to do the shit. And anyway, until then, see you. All right, and enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Bye. Bye.